these kids need to understand that sports and ministry, sports and the gospel is not separated. The Apostle Paul told us that whatever we do it all to the glory of God. So that means that everything is connected through him. Okay? So that's our devotionals. You're required to share that every single week. I've given you the weeks of when you're supposed to share that. That's the week of your practice. And then it's on the back too, so don't forget. Your parent code of conduct, that's just for your copy. But I do need you to read that and make sure that you understand that, you abide to that. We're out here together to serve in the name of Jesus. And so we're going to do that. Flag football sportsmanship guidelines, I'm not going to read over that, but I do need you to read over that and study that and make sure that you are in agreement with that. Because that's what we'll be looking for during your practices and games. It goes over onto the back. Summer Sports 2013 celebration. Please tell your parents this. It might not even be a bad idea to make a copy of this and give it to your parents, because they always ask us about 3 games in. They're starting to email us, when do we get our trophies and pictures? You'll get your trophies and pictures at the celebration. If you can't make it to the celebration, you can call for an appointment and pick it up after that. Okay? So I would probably make a copy and give that to them, or scan it and email it to them and let them know this is when you're going to get it. And here's the date, here's the time, here's the place of where it's going to be. So we've given it to you to help eliminate some questions. Any questions on what we've covered to this point? None? All right.
I think my question.
Yeah.
On the list that we have of the players that haven't verified their age, you mentioned that you've got kids that potentially have on a waiting list. What's your time frame in terms of validating those ages before they forfeit their spot and you try to fill with waiting?
We haven't addressed that because this is the first time we've ever put it in your coach packet. So we anticipate that these families will start to do it, especially when they don't get their uniform.
Yeah.
I don't know. We haven't evaluated. That's a great question. But I think the way that we're doing it this season will encourage people to do it when they realize they're not going to get it. But you need to, when you email them, let them know you haven't verified, and you will not get your uniform until you verify.
Okay.
But if you bring it to uniform night, you can verify it there, and you'll get your uniform at the table.
I was curious if we were to give them kind of a drop-dead date of, if you don't verify by this date, then you forfeited your spot on the team.
Let me get back to you on that. I haven't thought through that.
Okay.
That's a good idea.
Yeah, it's a good idea. I mean, we just haven't even gotten that. Haven't thought that.
Right.
Good point.
Clark, I have a good idea. You know, uniform night, we get all 16 uniforms. We got 3 names still on our list. How about we turn those uniforms over so they're not even in our possession?
You won't get them. Period. They're
Oh,
going to.
your guys are gonna hold
Yeah,
them?
we're not going to put them in your box.
Nice.
We will have them the
Okay.
entire time. If they want to verify and they brought their birth certificate or something, they
Okay.
present it and we'll give it to them from behind the table.
And we could tell them they could still call and go to Greenland.
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah, okay.
Absolutely. The only way they can, if they do not verify at uniform night, the only way they can do it is to come by the office, email it or fax it, but they will still have to physically come by our office and pick it up. If on game day Saturday, June 8th, they still have not, let's say they verified, again, they verified it, but they still haven't picked up their uniform, they won't play.
Okay.
But I need your help in that, because they're going to be upset. They're like, we told you. We
Well,
told you.
I mean, I work for middle, so I
Yeah.
can pick up anyone's uniforms and just bring them the first Saturday.
Yeah.
Just stop by.
And that's okay if you want to do that, but we're not going to do it like we've done in the past, where we babysit and bring everything out and try to make it as convenient for everybody. So we've got enough going on that if you really want to play, you'll come and get it. That's the philosophy now.
Just need to make sure that.
Any questions? Good thoughts? All right, football rules. Let's go over this, because this can be the best or worst thing. All right, football rules. Fields will be 80 yards in length. That's playing yards. Okay. The end zones, it's a full 100, but you'll have 2 10-yard end zones. So that's how it works. You'll have a 20, 40, and a 20-yard stripe, which will be your first down markers. Okay. I don't know of any other way to tell you that. I mean, depending on where you start, your first down that you can get is the line to gain. Does that make sense when I tell you that? Is there anybody that's confused with that? I'll draw it just to make sure. Let's just say this is the end zone. Here's your 20, 40, 20. Because this seems to be an issue every year, okay? So let's just say your possession started here, past the 20. You don't get a first down because you started past the 20. You're a first down, and your next first down has to be that 20-yard line, okay? The 40-yard line. If you're here, first down, once you cross the 20-yard line, okay, your down starts over. You have to score once you're past the 20. There is no additional first down because you've made it to the 10-yard line because we don't mark off the 10. This was a confusing part, I think, for a couple of the referees last year we ran into, and I finally caught it. But even, we will mark off again the 5-yard line, I think is what we did for you guys, so that if you're wanting to go for the 1-point or 2-point conversion, we'll mark that off for you. Is there any questions about how the yardage is going to be set up?
So the only way you can get a first down is 20, 40, 20.
That's right.
And how far you have to go is depending on how far past your first down you get. Like if you're at the 20 and you have to get to the 40, you get to the 45, that's 5 plus yards you have to get for the next first down.
That's right. Yeah.
Even if it's an interception, even if with an interception.
Well, the interception, your play will just start. If you're here and you threw the ball and then you started here, you made it all the way here before it's flagged, your first down is here. If you made it inside the 20, you got to score.
Yes.
There's no additional first downs. Your only first downs can be when you cross these major lines.
Okay.
They're going to be marked on the field.
So what if you start out on your own 19-yard line?
There's no first downs.
On your own 19?
Oh, on your own 19, right here?
You get 1 yard?
1 yard, that's a first down. Anytime you cross that line, you get a first down.
Yeah.
Okay.
You can get 3 first downs. After that, you have to score, you have to punt. Most people don't punt it from here. You go for it, and then you turn it over on downs, okay? If you punt it, we'll go over this in a second, but if you punt it, we don't physically punt the ball, we mark it off 30 yards.